All right, our sponsor today is actually Hen Dog. He's got a new song dropping on the 12th.
Yep, it's called Never Coulda Stayed. Comes out June 12th, all platforms, and on my YouTube channel. Link will be in description. And that's it. But today we've got Nemo Dodiii on, and I'm actually excited to have you on today because I've been following your music for a while. Like, I think like a couple years. A couple years, and I like a lot of your music. You got like a unique style to what you do. I like the beats. The production's really good in my opinion. Any new music coming out soon?
Yes. So I've been trying to push for. Oh, thank you by the way for all that. Yeah, I've been trying to like get this new album ready. I don't know. I feel like I really like have like a bunch of like different kinds of like music I want to drop. So like right now I'm trying to just like pick where I want to like work on and like what I want to get out. So right now it's been a lot of like just super trappy stuff, kind of all over the place, I guess.
Yeah. Is that what your album's gonna be, you think?
Yeah, so the main album I was trying to push for a while was called 777, and I mean it seems so old at this point, but that was like probably like a year and a half ago, and I was like, I'm gonna drop this, I'm gonna do this, make all these kind of songs, and then I don't know, life kind of just happens, and then a bunch of stuff got in the way, and then I didn't end up dropping anything for a minute, so now I'm kind of like here, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna just try to drop something or make a couple more songs, or I'm always like making new projects, I feel, so I really want to, you know, stick with something and like get something out.
Yeah, that's an issue I've had too when making music. Like, I always have like ideas for projects, and it's so hard to like stick with them because making like one song alone takes so long, especially when it's like just you. I don't know if like you're independent or not, or if you have like people you work with, but for me, I produce all my own stuff, and it just takes forever to make one song, you know? So
Yeah, no, it's like hours of production work. You know, I have like a team of people, so I'll make my own beats sometimes, and then like sometimes I'll have people, I guess like make beats and stuff like that.
The last song you dropped, Youngest in Charge, did you make that? The beat for it?
The production's on me. That's a new guy I'm working with from Toronto. That's DJJD. So we're trying some stuff out, but hopefully we can like get a solid project on. But yeah, that dude's crazy. He just like is all over the place. He'll fucking. Sorry, can I curse on here?
Yeah, you can curse. We don't care.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, he'll really just be all over the place, like have this beat going one way and then like make the beat kind of like dissolve at the end, and I love that kind of shit. Like it's kind of what it's all about, I guess.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too, and I saw you're like promoting it a lot on Instagram, and that's kind of like how I even found it in the first place when I was doing my research for today's episode. Are you gonna work with him? Do you think in the future more?
Yeah, so he sent me a ton of beats, and I'm just gonna kind of take it one at a time and see what happens there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm just really trying to finish 777, and you know, I'd like 4 songs for that. So work in progress. Everything, patience is key.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know being friends with you for a long time, one of your biggest inspirations was Mac Miller. Was there anyone else that really like spoke to you when you were younger, when you first started getting into rap?
I mean, like Eminem was like the first rapper I really got into. So like for like lyrical, like just actually like rapping, I feel like I got into him a lot. But yeah, like Mac, ASAP Rocky, Earl Sweatshirt, Tyler the Creator, just like lots of different kind of stuff. When I was younger, I hated trap music, so like anything with autotune I wouldn't listen to. But you know, I love like Lil Uzi and stuff like that now.
Yeah, I think like newer age artists have really popularized autotune. I think especially like Kanye's 808 and Heartbreak, that really like put autotune like really on the map.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite fucking albums when I was a kid. I mean, autotune, I think when I started using that, I was like, oh, this is actually like a tool, and you can do different stuff with this and really kind of like manipulate your voice in different ways that I never really even thought of. So that was pretty cool, like dabbling that, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely like an interesting aesthetic. You see like a lot of people actually like using it now. I
Yeah,
mean, like
auto-tune's
everybody's
cool.
obviously used it, but like people are now like being more creative with it.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, some people it's not for everybody. I've worked with artists that just like try to do it. I'm like, oh bro, like just rap, don't do that.
Yeah. Has quarantine affected your process in any way?
I would say with like shows. So before quarantine, we had like the whole summer planned out to kind of like do this show and merch takeover and just try to like really get a lot of I don't know hype going. We had all these shows in Brooklyn planned. So that was a big bummer. Was like getting those phone calls and like being like, oh shit, that's not happening for a little bit. But I don't know, just like
Are playing
what'd you say?
are playing shows like your moneymaker? It's like where you get most of your money.
Yeah, shows are a big thing. Shows are pretty cool. I mean, not like a ton, but you know, it's cool as you can go to a show, just perform. It's also just like having something awesome to do. You know, like I love performing. That's like one of the biggest things. So like that was kind of shitty. So I was like really just getting into that, and I was hoping to like perfect that, and you know, be doing that a lot this summer. So.
The first time you played live, did it really have an impact on you? Like, did it change the way you thought about like performing music or just music in
I
general?
remember when I was younger, I heard Kanye say this thing about the second he started making music for like stadiums and performing, that was like the big switch for him. And after doing like 2 or 3 shows, I was like, okay, I kind of get what you mean, because you can have songs that bump, but they don't get the crowd going, you know. And then you can have other songs that, you know, I thought were just okay, but that gets people going insane. And it's just like, it's different things like, you know, different audio effects or cutting the beat at a certain time and then just like jumping around and getting the crowd like really, really going. So yeah, I'd say like the third show, I was like, yeah, I understand that a little bit more. So now like, you know, like when I made Youngest in Charge, like I'm really just like trying to have fun with it. And I'm like, what is going to be easiest for people to like get stuck in their head, or what's going to like really get people jumping and going crazy. And, you know, it's just a vibe really. It's just kind of having fun with it.
Yeah, it's always important. The more fun you have with making your music, I think the better it turns out, honestly.
Oh, definitely. That's the main thing. All my best songs. One of my favorite songs is with Kobe. Shout out Kobe. You know, Fungians, and that song was just a joke. It was Joe made the beat. We were on FaceTime with him and with Kobe, and we were like, yo, like, what if we made a song about like erectile dysfunction? And then I'm like, yo, actually, that kind of hits, bro. Like, let's record that. And like, that's one of my favorite songs now. Yeah.
What's it called again?
Fungians. I haven't released that yet. That's in the vault, but that's
okay.
that's one of my favorite songs that we have.
Do you have a lot of songs in the vault? Like you just are just sitting
I
on
have
waiting to
hundreds of songs in
release?
the vault, dude. I'll make a song, I'll like put a little 20-second snippet on Snapchat or Instagram, and I'm like, all right, like away you go. And I have songs that I've had in there for like years that I forget about, and I'm like, oh shit, should probably put that out at some point. My SoundCloud is like, so what I was trying to do was get like I had 777 like mapped out. And I was like, I'm gonna put this on TuneCore. I have this whole like plan and like this little promotion thing, which honestly wasn't. I don't even think it's ready. I think like crazy ways. Excuse me, but I was like, yo, like I think this is ready at the time, and I was gonna drop it, but it definitely wasn't. And wait, where was I going with that? I totally lost my train of thought. Hold on, wait. So what was the last thing somebody said?
You were making 777, the album.
Yeah, I have literally no idea where I was going with that shit.
Like you had songs in the vault and stuff.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I was gonna go on TuneCore and I had this whole plan to drop this project. Thing I want to do is like drop a really good album and attach that song to there, so like hopefully it gets a little more hype. And TuneCore was like, we need like a bunch of paperwork and shit. So I'm like, fuck, okay, so I gotta like figure that out. So that's a pain in the ass. So I was gonna do that. So SoundCloud is mainly like just like my B songs, and then whatever my first album is gonna be whatever I deem is like my best music, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get that going. So I was waiting on some stupid paperwork shit. But honestly, dude, God works in strange ways, and I feel like there's a reason that like I was supposed to wait a little bit to drop something.
Would you consider yourself a perfectionist when it comes to
Yes.
music?
A lot of times I think at different phases in my life, I'm gonna like right now, like with Youngest in Charge, like that song honestly probably took me like 20 minutes to like record and write. And like the whole idea with that was like I don't want anything that's too complicated that I can't like get it stuck in my head on the first time of like thinking it. You know, like if I can't get it stuck in my head the first time I think it, I don't want to write it.
Yeah.
So um so that's kind of cool is like doing that, just kind of like getting like raw recordings and like getting all that out. But even then, I'm still like, I'd take like 2 days to just mix and master, and I listen to it like 30 times for an hour. And it's just like, yeah, I'm definitely a perfectionist with music.
How long have you been mixing your own stuff?
Probably like 6, 7 years now. I just started on GarageBand and like didn't really know what I was doing. And then a little time goes by and you learn a little more. And then now I just have this little formula, and then I'll get on a pretty much any program and I can just be like, all right, like where's this effect? Where's this effect? I need to take this out and low end this, and like it's kind of it's all science now.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that takes a while to, fully grasp on what you're doing.
I think it's just having fun and spending time with it, because the more time, like I have friends that just started and like they really do it all day, and you can hear like who puts the most work in. If I'm doing it for hours and hours a day, you can hear that like the production gets a lot better, like the bars get a lot better. You're more fluent with like getting your ideas out.
Now, this is totally a different topic, but who really inspired you to get into music in the first place?
Mac Miller, 100%. Dylan totally called that. When I was a kid, some like a friend at school showed it to me, and like I watched him from like his first mixtape kind of really do everything. And I've always loved music, and I was like, okay, cool, like I think I can probably do that myself. So let's take a shot at it. And his music's really like very inspiring and uplifting, and like he'll tell you like go for it, like don't wait too long, like get up, go fucking keep your head up, don't be sad, like just do what you got to do. And yeah, definitely Mac. And just watching him like literally like from the first YouTube video, like the first like Kool-Aid and frozen pizza or whatever the hell it was, just watching from there, and then to where he was before he died, and it was just super super cool. Rest in peace, Mac. Fucking love that man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's definitely a great artist. I was just gonna ask, like, what's your favorite project by him?
Watching movies with the sound off. That project.
Yes.
Like, fuck yeah. For a long time, I felt like he was dropping projects that were for me in like specific times in my life. Even Faces, like when he dropped Faces, I was like in a really fucked up place, and just having somebody like a big thing for me and like wanting to make music is having somebody like Mac or Kid Cudi, just somebody that like all these people look up to, and they've done so many amazing things. And they're here saying like, hey, like I'm in pain too, I feel a lot of the things you feel. That was such a big thing for me, because I was a fucking depressed, anxious kid. So like hearing that was a big thing for me, and I don't know, I really want to just give that to other people. I want other people to like know like, yo bro, you're good, dude, like fucking get up, go do it, do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
it's just
I'm
important.
still a depressed, anxious kid.
Everybody is, like we all just gotta get through
yeah.
it.
And it's it's hard for some people to actually be that honest in their music, which is why it speaks to so many people.
Yeah, and definitely, that's exactly right. Just honesty, brutal honesty is what I think is super super important. We don't have enough of that. That's the best artists are the ones that break those walls down and get uncomfortable, because there's a lot of songs that I have that I'm like, oh, I don't want to release that, or I went too deep into that, and like that's what I should be doing. That I should be going deep into stuff and saying things that I don't really want to talk about. This probably someone needs to hear it.
Yeah, there was one that I recently did vocals on for someone because I do freelance, and it was at its root about like paranoia and like having anxiety attacks and stuff. And so it hit. I mean, it really hit, which is good for a performer anyway if it really resides with you. but just
Definitely. If you don't feel it, it's not really, you shouldn't be doing it, or you
right.
should figure out how you can feel it more. Because I've had people tell me like, oh, like that song bumps, but like, it's, you can make a song about drugs, girls, and money every single day, but like,
Pretty much.
there's a million songs like that. You can make something that someone's actually gonna feel and is gonna change their life, and I think that is what we need more of, definitely.
Yeah.
When would you
think
say
people
that? Oh, go ahead.
I think people have forgotten that music used to just be about raw emotion and not just something to have fun with.
Not everybody, definitely. There's a lot of artists that do both, or
Yeah,
you
which
can
I mean, a good mix is obviously important, but
like. I think
there's
the
so much
thing.
new stuff that's just
Oh yeah, a lot of the new shit is just like it's all repetitive, it's all the same shit, same effects, and like yeah, it's awesome, it's cool, it sounds good, but I don't know, just go a little deeper with it.
you miss the emotion.
Yeah, but you still have like a lot of artists that are talking about stuff. It's just like when I hear like a new Lil Uzi tape, like I wanna hear him go in on some stuff about himself. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
get it. Like you're living your life, everything is what it is, but like who are you? You know what I mean? Like where are you going with like your journey and your soul? And like that's why I love Mac so much. That's why I love Tyler and even ASAP, because like ASAP is
Yeah.
like so, he'll go in and like flex and talk all this shit, but then he's breaking down these walls and talking about some shit. You're like, oh shit, bro, like you're really thinking about stuff, and I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Rocky's definitely a really good lyricist. I like from his songs, I like his lyrics a lot. I always go into like Genius and like look up everything.
Yeah, he's someone you can like, I'll sit down. Kendrick too, like I'll sit down and just like read a whole, tape from
Yeah.
him. I think Kendrick is probably the best rapper like
Yeah,
that
he's
I've
definitely
had the privilege to watch like live and do his thing.
he's definitely one of the best out there right now. I'd agree with that.
When would you say that that you decide that music is really what you want to do? Because I remember back in like high school when you get me to do freestyles and stuff like senior year, junior year, it seems like you were really into music and that's like what you wanted to do with your life. Like, when did it really hit you? Like, this is what I'm gonna do.
I think I always really wanted to do music or do something that would inspire people and just like change, whether it was like art or music or being like a doctor. Like I just really wanted to like touch people and like help change people's lives for the better. But music, I think, was like the first, because like my family wanted me to do sports and go to college and like do like the regular shit. But like music was the first thing that like I was able to like grasp, and like I was always freestyling, but like I didn't have any equipment or anything. So probably like right when I got GarageBand for the first time, I made this really shitty song called Swim and Drown, and I was like, oh, like that's it, like that's the one, like I'm on my way, like I got this shit. And then I think like right around then, I had this whole like crazy, like I made like 20 beats and 20 songs in like 3 days. I'll do that. I'll like not make anything for like 6 months and just explode and like make this whole almost like a mini tape. And I did that, and then I was like, yeah, like I think I could actually really really do this. Or first performance, maybe that was big too. Like my first performance, like in like 8th or 9th grade for some talent show. Being on stage and like practicing and performing and getting it ready. I was like, yo, like that's actually really really cool. I'm a quiet kid, so like having the whole room look at you for a second is a whole different feeling. And then, they gotta listen to you when you're up there, and you can preach whatever you want when you're there. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, when we had Eno on last night, he was talking about how being on stage is definitely like something else. Like, you have everybody's attention, and it's just, I've never performed on stage myself, but I can only imagine what it's like.
It's an amazing feeling, and especially like when you have like the one song that people go crazy for is my the Fendi Fur song. Like when I play that song, like it's very repetitive and just like a lot of like just straight bars, and then like I have some like movie snippets in there. Like when I play that one, like people go like the most crazy. And watching people, even if it's like 10 people or 30 people or 100 people, like watching them jump around and go crazy to your song and like sing your song is one of the best feelings you ever feel. As an artist, at least, I'm not sure. It's just really cool.
Now, what's your take on crowd interaction?
Fucking go crazy. If I'm performing, I want you to get as crazy. You know, I'll scream at the crowd. I'll get right up in their faces. I'll get off stage and like stand in their faces. Like, you know, I think that's real. That's really, really cool. Yeah, I love interacting with the crowd, just getting super in their face and getting people hype. You know, watching them jump to your music is really, really cool.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Now, talk about some of the new stuff you have coming up. Like, what's in the works?
So I don't know. I was working on this one like very different tape for me. You know, I'm really into like some gritty. I like hard bass lines and loud snares and just loud music in general. So you know, like XXX and like that kind of stuff. So I went through this breakup and then I was like, hey, like I'm listening to Lil Peep and Mac and all this stuff and all this singing stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sad. I'm gonna just sing. So then I was working on this project called Fool, and it's like Fool abbreviated, and it stands for Falling Out of Love. And I had this whole tape that I was working on, and this whole track list, and I just made like probably like 8 songs in like 3 days, which is like a lot. And I was really, really just going crazy with that. And then, you know, everyone I'm talking to on the phone, they're like, hey dude, like take a break, you know, like go outside. Like you've been locked in this room, like, you know, like a lunatic. So I was working on that. So I have that like pretty done. But you know, like we were talking about before, that's like just some different stuff that like I want to put out, but like, you know, it's very like vulnerable, I feel, and I'm kind of like waiting for, I don't know what, I gotta get that out. I definitely want to finish that and get that out.
I think it's also like easier when you release those vulnerable songs with other ones like in a project or something. I think that's why you always see them put out in projects too, you know.
Yes. That one is like a lot of like lo-fi. It's like a lot of like singing stuff. Everyone tells me it sounds like Lil Peep and Mac Miller like mixed together, which I think is pretty cool. I have that one like pretty much mapped out. Like the whole track list is like tied together and like everything is like mapped out for that. But I really want to like 777 or whatever it's gonna be, or with this new producer JD, we're working on like a bunch of really trap stuff, and I'm trying not to like overthink it. So that project I would like to put out like quick and just get that out and not overthink it very much, you know?
Yeah.
So
overthinking music is, I think that's one of the major setbacks for a lot of people, you know.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
there's like, because like you also said you're a perfectionist, which is good in some ways, but I think that in other ways too, it can, you know, delay a lot of music. When you know,
my favorite songs are the ones that I just rap on, you know, and a lot of the ones that I like write and sit with for a month, they're really good, but like, you know, like Youngest in Charge, I made that in 20-30 minutes, and like that's pretty cool to like have that and be like, yeah, I didn't overthink that. I just first thought was best thought, and I put that out. I think that's important too.
Now, do you ever get like a second point of view to you know, listen to your music? Just for like
hell yeah. Yeah, like Kobe or my friend Noah or like Zach, or you know, I'll just like, you know, if I'm making something, I'll send it to somebody, like, or I'll send it to my friend Joe, be like, yo, like, do these drums sound okay? Like, is this too loud? Is this all matched up? And they'll tell me, and then they'll straight up tell me, be like, yo, bro, like, don't do that. Like, rap or do that different or something. See, I always have my friends, or you know, like even my little sister, like I'll send her a song or something, and she'll tell me like if I should do this or do that, or like what she thinks of it.
It's good that they're honest about that and not just saying, yeah, it's good, just because you're sending it to them, you know.
Yeah, honesty is the best. If I send you something, like anything that I made, like I want to hear if you like it, if you hate it, what you like about it, why you don't like it, all that stuff.
Yeah, I know the song my husband just dropped. He spent months and months and months on that, like because he wouldn't put it down.
Which is fun, you know. Like Kendrick Lamar is one of my favorite rappers, and you know he spends 2-3 years on an album, and I think that's totally fine.
At Although at the end of the day, I had to look at it and be like, "It's done.
It's done. It sounds
You're
good.
not gonna
Yeah.
get it more perfect. It's done."
But everyone works different, and I definitely have songs that I want to finish, or I think could be better, and like I'll always go back and like try to do stuff, or if I learn something different, like I'll go back and add something. I think that's part of it too. And that's also kind of like why I say a lot of music is because like I didn't have any like formal training. Nobody showed me how to like mix or anything. So like if I learn something new, like I'll go back and like redo an entire verse or add this whole effect and like this whole little part.
What would you say was the hardest thing for you when you write music? Like, is it like the writer's block or coming up with just beats in general? Like, what is it that like always gets you stuck?
It's either getting a beat that I want or just like I'll always make like 70%, 80% of a song, and then I'm like, all right, cool, that's good enough, and I'll finish that tomorrow. And then like 3 weeks go by, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta finish that. That's like my biggest thing. So I think I heard Earl Sweatshirt say like if he's not gonna finish it right there, he knows it's not gonna get finished, and definitely feel that. So I remember this one song. I think I released it. I'm not sure. It's called "If You Need To." That song. It was like 5 in the morning, and I was like, all right, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go downstairs, make some coffee, and like just fucking finish this. And I just pushed. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning when I finished it, and then I went to bed. And I think that's like really important for me, is because I will procrastinate, and if I don't finish it right there, it might not get done for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, procrastination is the biggest block there.
Now you said earlier that you used to listen to Lil Peep a lot. Was he another like big inspiration?
Honestly, no, and I really to this day haven't listened to a lot of him. When I was going through like my breakup, I was like, yo, this all is speaking to me right now. And like I kind of really got his music for a minute, but he was an artist that I saw a lot, and then he died, and I was like, oh, like
Yeah,
I wish I had gotten more into him when he was alive.
it was kind of the same way for me. I didn't really know about him until after he died, which is it's kind of sad, but I at least checked out his music afterwards, and I got a good taste of what he put out.
I always said he sounded like trappy Blink-182. And
Yeah.
that was as far as I thought about him. And then he died, and then like everyone made this huge deal about him, and I was like, that's kind of shitty. Like you get so much bigger now that you're dead, and that kind of pissed me off. And then I think he's just a really depressed dude, really anxious dude, and I think when I'm feeling that, he's really is good.
Yeah.
What actually happens a lot is people work their entire lives, like in this industry and others, but specifically this one, to like make it big, and then they kind of just sit in one place until they die, and then they blow up. And it's like,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would love to like be famous and like have people know my music and know my songs and want to go to my shows, and like that would be an amazing feeling. But like if I died and then I got noticed, like fuck it, like as long as people like finally got the messages and like heard the stuff I wanted to put out, that's the biggest thing, is like just getting your mark. And that's all I want to do, is change the world. I want to impact it I want it to be a better place, and that's like the main thing. That's why I want to do everything. It's just to help people. That's really it.
Yeah. And I think that like a lot of people are so quick to like try and blow up. I think one of the more fun things about making music and being an artist is the actual journey itself, and
oh my god, yeah, dude,
building up your fan base.
I'm in no rush, dude. There was a time like 2 years ago where we had all these big features coming in, and I was like, oh shit, like I think this is gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen soon. And I had a second where I was like, oh, like damn, like I really kind of wanted more of like a come up story. I wanted more experiences, or like because I love like going to a show, and like the like whole day before, like everyone's getting ready, and who's going where, and who's carpooling, and then like we all go out, rock out, and then go to a party after. Like that's what it's all about. Like it's just having fun, and like making memories, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no rush there because I'll be able to make music forever. Having those experiences and memories aren't last forever, and you want to make those.
Definitely. Now, have you worked with any big artists? Bigger artists?
Yeah, so I have I'm not gonna name everybody, but I'll
Okay.
name like 2 or 3. So like Trippie Redd, I have a song there. And then I had a song with Smoke DZA that he did, and then I had it's stupid. The whole like industry stuff sucks because like you'll have like things planned and then things fall through. So like it really sucks watching things fall through. I've had like a lot of really big opportunities that I've watched, like a Cole Bennett music video before Cole
Oh
Bennett
my
really
God.
Cole Bennett. So like getting the call that like, hey, like I can get you a Cole Bennett video. Holy fuck. And then watching that fall through sucks. Like that's very like almost soul shattering, like being like, oh damn, like
Yeah.
like now Cole Bennett like is working with Eminem. Like that would have been kind of cool, like being
Yeah,
that.
I feel like Cole
know?
Bennett, like he's been like making a lot of big artists. Like he just blows up these smaller, people, and just makes them huge
Yeah,
every time he releases a music video.
he's super super cool. I have a video planned for with Lone Wolf for the Herbo song. I don't know if you guys know Lone Wolf, but he does like Lil Uzi's videos and
Yeah.
different artists. I actually can't think. I'm blanking right now. I can't think of anyone else, but he does some bigger videos. But yeah, but I don't know. Like I think features are cool, but I think if an artist isn't like, I don't think I'm ready to like be like I need to make like a solid album before I feel like I'm ready to like really like get out there and like
Yeah.
be doing features left and right. And I'm really in no rush. Like just I'm 22. There's really no rush there.
Yeah. Definitely. Got plenty of time ahead of you. Well,
But, yeah, no,
thank
this is
you.
mad cool, guys. Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Super dope. We should definitely do more. I would love to get like me and Kobe on a podcast or something.
Yes, we
That'd be
definitely should
cool.
do that.
That'd be pretty
Actually,
good.
when you guys release your next projects, we should get you guys on both together at the same time.
That would be awesome. Yeah, because Kobe, I could talk for days about me and Kobe and just like the musical journey there. So
I know he's supposed to be releasing a track or at least a project like later in the summer. So
hopefully, same thing, bro. Kobe's a perfectionist too, man. Like we'll both like be like, "Yo, bro, let's do this, let's do that." We'll talk for like hours. Then like 3 months goes by, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, like, what happened to that fucking project?"
Yeah.
But yeah. Hopefully, everyone's releasing soon.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure having you. And
yeah, thank you so much.
Dawg Tawk 9.
Peace.
All right.
peace out.
All right, peace out, guys.